Hello everybody. This video is me showing you some of the things that make crafting easier for me. The things I keep at hand on my work table, the things I've organized a way that I like them. And so I want to show them to you. Maybe you'll get some ideas. Maybe you already do some of these things. The first one is I have cut 2x2 squares of every colored cardstock I own. And I've put it in rainbow order with the reds first, of course, and then at the back I've put the browns, grays, black, white. So that's really great. And I've labeled mine because I am a Fun Stampers Journey coach, and all of these are Fun Stampers Journey. I have Pineapple Smoothie is the name of this one, and then CD, which is Confectionery Days. That's the color family it belongs to. Then I have cut 3x3 squares out of every pattern paper collection that I have currently. I wrote the collection name on the front. This one's Mystic Romance. And then I can flip through and see both sides of each paper in that collection. Then when I get to the end of that collection, I've just labeled the first sheet of the next collection with what it's called. So, you know, what's great about this is you have something you want to use, a pattern paper you've decided, or maybe two pattern papers. You look through these and you go, well, this is perfect for the project I'm doing. Then you look through here and find colors that either match, contrast, maybe a little darker for a background. Whatever you're going to do, you pick out the colors and you know the names of them. Then you can go to where I have my paper stored. I have it like a flip through of in rainbow order too. So I just flip through where all those are, pick out a couple sheets that I want, then go to where I have my pattern paper, same thing, pick out the sheets I want, and I'm ready to go. I also know if I'm not using just black ink or a dark ink, I also know, okay, I might want to pull Summer Days ink pad for some of this, or a darker, slightly darker color than that. I might want to pull some gold silk to splash a little color on my page because it's going to go. I might want to pull some liquid color that's going to match, or a re-inker that I may want to use. So all of this helps me. And also when I have this pattern paper, I may very well have a stamp that's part of this collection, and I can flip through my binder full of stamp collections and see if I have something I want to use to go with this, or a sentiment I want to use. And we'll get to that in a minute. So there's that. This little bin I keep on my desk, and it's very narrow. My mother gave me these little cubes and rectangles and things, and they're very, this one's very narrow, and so it's perfect for the adhesives I want to keep close at hand. I have the double-sided tape, which is perfect for, it's nice and narrow, and it's perfect for putting together boxes and different things that you really, you know exactly where you're going to place them, and you want it to hold right then. You don't want to wait for anything to dry at all. And these are the Journey foam squares. So you might call them pop-up squares or dimensional squares, whatever. These are the small. I also have the bigger size, but I keep these small right here on my desk all the time. This is the glaze, which is a liquid adhesive, and it also can put a shiny glaze on things. So I keep that here. I keep this craft glue here, and it has two different tips. So I really use this tip mostly. The other is a wider end that puts out more adhesive at a time and to kind of spread it. And I don't think I've ever used that end. I use the tip mostly. Going along with that, I keep these straight pins with the head on them. And so, you know, with liquid adhesives, they very often have the liquid in there, and then it dries and it kind of makes a hard spot where you can't get the adhesive to go through. All you do is stick one of these pins in there, maybe move it around a little bit, pull it out, and then it's good to go. And I used to use a smaller bottle with a metal tip to it that I would transfer this into, or my liquid stuff into it. But what happened was I was discovering that metal tip would slide down into the bottle, or it would come out of the bottle a little bit. It was not staying in place, so I don't use those anymore. This is masking tape. It's Post-it note tape, and it's really good if you want to make stripes on something, or you want to have just a little section of a card that you're going to put the sentiment, and you want to put the silk, the splashes, whatever, all over, but not in that spot where you're going to put the sentiment. It's really good for that. I have some Post-it notes, and these are good for, let's say you've stamped a flower down and you want leaves down also. So when you're putting the leaves down, you want them to look like they're behind the flower. stamp the flower on your project, stamp it again here, cut it out, lay this down, and then stamp the leaves, and they're going to be behind the flower. So it's really great for that. Okay, so I've got that. So next thing is this little container that I have my silks in. And I also have one that I put my liquid colors in, and I'm going to get one that I put my re-inkers in because I really love this. I've labeled in the back what each color is. I don't have all the colors yet, but luckily these little silks, which I love so much, are on sale in April for 20% off. Plus with my Coach discount, I get another 20% off. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to try to fill in some of my colors. So I've labeled the colors, all the colors that Fun Stampers Journey has right now. They have 3 new ones, so obviously I've run out of room here. This I purchased at Home Goods, and it is for nail polish. It's a nail polish organizer, and you can see it's a little stair step, so the ones in the back are taller than the ones in the front. This was $4.99. I purchased 2. Unfortunately, they were the last 2. I'm going to look on Amazon and see if I can find any more, and if I do, I'll link below to the ones I find. Okay. Next thing is you want to clean your stamps quickly and easily, otherwise the project becomes monotonous. So this is a little chamois, stamp chamois, I think it's called, from Lawn Fawn. It is great. You keep it moist. Some people keep it in a closed container. I don't mind remisting it with a mister or something before I start. If you've just stamped something and you haven't let that ink dry at all, just rub it across here and it will come right off. I promise you, it doesn't look like it because it holds all of the ink color to it, but it will come right off, and then you can stamp on a white piece of paper and you won't see any of that ink. I mean, it really works well. If I've left the ink on a little too long, or I've used pigment ink, I'm going to use this True Color Fusion Cleaner by Fun Stampers Journey. Our inks are a fusion between dye and pigment, and if you let them set a while, you definitely need to use this cleaner. And if you've used pigment ink alone, I definitely would use this cleaner. These are some baby wipes. I don't clean my stamps with these any longer because I use the really etched red rubber stamps now, and they'll get the liquid from this. They'll be too juicy, I guess, and they get the liquid down in the grooves, and you've got to wait for them to dry before you put them up, and they also can leave a little lint. So these are to clean my hands and my work surface, but I want to keep those. And so they're in that Recollections cube that I keep on the left side of my desk that has shelves, and I just slide it back in there when I'm not using it. Okay, so next thing I use, and I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again because it's one of my favorite things. This is a binder I keep. Inside, I have stamped the stamps I own in an order that makes sense to me. Like these are animals and insects, and I have backgrounds, and I have birthday, celebration, party, and then I have fall, and I have my planner stamps in a section, so you can see. I can just see what I have right there, though I tend to keep these with my planner supplies. I can still see what I have. Sentiments, spring, summer, winter, they're alphabetical, but categories, okay? And in the back of this, I have that I own or that my mother has at her house. So they'll be labeled. So this is Distress ink, and it's Barn Door. So not only have I stamped it, which you can see it doesn't stamp as solid. I use this Texas stamp, which I think is cute. It didn't stamp as solid because it's a Distress ink. And then I buffed some in the corner, and I think I got this idea from Jennifer McGuire, who has wonderful ideas, the most organized crafter you'll ever see, so that I can see how it will look the way I usually use Distress inks. So these are close to my heart inks, which my mother has a ton of, and so I wanted to stamp those just so I had an idea between the two of us the colors we have. And not that I've ever gone over there and used them, but you know, I can have them. So Fun Stampers Journey, this is the Sweet Berry. I didn't put the color collection. I may add that. Oh, so and I should say when they're at my mother's house, they say Mom right there. So again, these are a rainbow order. I have one page for each color because I don't want to have the orange here and then add some more red and have to move the orange down. And these are front and back. These are stamp collector pouches, which are really cool. Anyway, they're front and back. So, and if I run out of room, I fill up the back too. Then I can just add another sheet in here. So, like I said, rainbow order. In the back, I have some markers that I use for mixed media and my art journal kind of stuff. These are the Jane Davenport watercolor markers, and then I have some distress markers. I think some of them are starting to dry out. I've had them a long time. And anyway, so I keep those like this so I can see those colors also if I want to do an art journal page or some kind of mixed media project. I know what those look like. Okay, so then, like I said, once I've decided, okay, I pull this out and I know, oh, that stamp set with this pattern paper and this color, this, and the inks and everything, then I need to pull my stamps, right? So on top of the cube, the Recollections cube that I keep on my desk, I have this fridge organizer, I think is what they call it. Again, this came from Home Goods because it was the cheapest place I could find them. They also have them on Amazon, and they also have some in Walmart. So these are in alphabetical order. I just flip through and find the stamps that I decided I wanted. I keep these. Let me show you one that's labeled so with a die. So the way I keep these is I have the number of the product, I have the stamp name, and then I have right here whether it has a die that matches it. So I know, and thank goodness this one does with all these little pieces. And so I know all I have to do is go there and pull that out. And if I want the die, I know it's stored with my dies in a different fridge bin that, again, I keep on top of that cube. Okay, so that is everything I wanted to show you as far as organization that I keep right on my desk. The turntable, you know, with this, I have one of those little organizer turntables I think I mentioned, I'm not sure, that's from Recollections that has all of the rulers, scissors, all of my tools that I use most often. So I can just spin that around and find them. Then I wanted to show you that this month I'm going to start a series, and I should finish it this month, hopefully, because I'm trying to do Veda video every day in April. Let's see how that goes. But I want to show you die cutting and some different things you can do with your die cuts. With your basic circles, squares. Let's see, what do I have? I have circles, squares, circles, squares, two different kinds of rectangles. One are tall and thin, and one is shorter and wider. And then I have circles, squares, rectangles, and ovals. That's what I meant to say. And I'll show you some different things you can use with those rather than just cut out a circle and place it on your card or whatever project you're working. So I'll show you some different ways to do those, embossing with them, just stenciling, all different things. Then I have some specialty dies that we're going to play with. This one is a gift card holder die, and I don't know if you can see that, but it has a few different pieces to it. Here's an example of how I've used it on the front of a card. And so we made these at Leadership Convention. It's so cute. So you can see that there's an opening behind the bows to slide the card right in. Now you can do it like this. You can do it as a standalone item. You can even do it without the bows or anything foo-foo on top. You can just, I'll show you how to do that too. So there are a lot of different ways to use this, and we're going to play around with that one. This one is called Designer Frames Die Set. It will make a frame that goes all the way around your card base. It's the size of a standard A2 card. And then it has a section right around here that doesn't cut. It leaves it kind of solid because you can set these different sayings down there or this banner. And this one says congrats, birthday, and thank you. Thanks? Yeah, thanks, birthday, and congrats. And then, of course, this little banner one. And we'll play around with this, and I'll show you some different things we can do with this. It's really fun to use. I have these two specialty ones. This is a bread tag die. So cute. And this is a card carrier die set. And it makes a little bag. And the reason they call it card carrier is because it is the perfect size if you're gifting someone a set of cards that you've made for them, thank you cards, whatever you've made for them. They fit with the envelopes perfectly inside this little bag you're going to make. So let me show you what I've done. Just a really simple with this card carrier and the little this little bread tie tag. It is my son-in-law's birthday at the end of the month, and I'm probably going to give him like a gift card or money and an extra card inside here, something like that. So I just wanted a very simple little bag. You see it's kind of gusseted on the sides. It's really cute. And the bottom looks like that. It's just very cute. So I'm probably going to put his stuff in here because I'm not going to have a big heavy gift for him. And that's how I'm going to use this. So these are both really cute. And we're going to make a project with them. We're going to do something with them. So I'm gonna show you all these different things. And then I have some dies that go with stamp sets, and we'll play with those too. So it's gonna be a series. I don't know how many videos in the series yet until I get started, but I'm really looking forward to it. And wish me luck on doing Veda this month. I'm gonna need it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting.